Welcome back, Underlord. I must say, I wasn't expecting you quite so soon. The transference may have left you feeling a bit foggy in the head. Focus now. I'll try to ease you back into it. Fortunately, this does seem to get easier each time. This is your home realm, the source of your power, and the anchor that binds you to reality. Many years ago it was destroyed, and you were cast out into formless nothing. Fortunately, you've returned from your exile to once again challenge those who would stand between us and the mortal realm of Kairos. Your resurrection heralds the next phase of our assault upon its wretched empire, now led by the newly crowned Emperor Lucius. But he is least and final of our worries. It's his generals and the protection of their goddess Kira that will truly test our mettle. Ready yourself, Underlord. Let's begin our war for the Overworld.
Alright, welcome everyone to War for the Overworld. Now this is the game I was talking about, how it's very similar to Dungeon Keeper. So this is the first campaign. There are 2 other expansions to this, or downloadable content, whatever you want to call it. But as right here, this is our first mission, so let's get started.
I'm looking for someone to spearhead my campaign. But before we get stuck in, let's refresh that old mind of yours.
So again, as I said, like, it does kind of sound like the man from Dungeon Keeper 2, at least I think so. Don't know if it is, but they have very, very similar voices. But like I said, this game is very similar to it, as you will see in just a moment.
Welcome back, Underlord. It's been a long time since you were banished to the ether. You've returned as a husk of your former self. But I've taught far denser Underlords than you. Let's start with the basics. This is your dungeon core, the tether that allows you to manifest your malignant will. If destroyed, your consciousness will once again be scattered to the void. Your workers are an extension of your dark will. They have many jobs, but their main focus is in carving out the halls of your dungeon. Put them to work by clicking and dragging your cursor upon the flashing tiles to tag them for excavation. Your workers will now rush forth to dig out and claim the tagged area. Once they have laid down the stones, marking the ground as your own, you will be able to build rooms upon the finished tiles. While your lackeys get to work, look to the east of your dungeon core. This is a gateway, one of the many portals that you'll use to attract minions to your dungeon. Order your workers to dig a path to it now.
So again, it's pretty similar to Dungeon Keeper. Obviously, instead of imps, these are called workers. Instead of a portal, it's called a gateway. Now, the layer is the same. It's still called a layer. But like the hatchery and the training room, it's all different. But it's pretty much the same concept. So, once we're able to build rooms, I will get that underway. But we're not able to build rooms at the moment. At least not yet.
Now that you have a gateway, minions can enter into your service. But first, you'll need to build the rooms necessary to entice them in. Start by building a barracks. This room will allow your minions to hone their combat skills without the risk of permanent death or disfigurement. Select it and build it by clicking and dragging your hand across the claimed tiles. Most rooms must be built at least 3 by 3 in order to function properly, though the lair and vault are effective at any size. A gnarling has entered your dungeon. Attracted by the barracks, these green-skinned scrappers aren't quite right in the head, and they'll happily hack at your foes until someone is dead. Outside of combat, gnarlings will train themselves within your barracks. You can pick them up with a click if you find them slouching off, then deposit them anywhere within your dungeon with a right click. For further entertainment, you can always put yourself directly into their heads by casting possession upon them.
Which is another thing that
A
possession
gnarling has entered your dungeon.
was the spell in Dungeon Keeper 2 to see the eyes of your creatures,
Don't
you know,
worry,
like this.
Underlord. You'll soon get
So.
used to this. Now you can control your minions' movement with the W, A, S, and D keys, and change their unique quickbar abilities using the number keys. Left click to use their current ability. Push the escape key to end possession. You can increase the efficiency of props within your rooms by fortifying the walls closest to the props. Workers will fortify walls automatically when they've completed all their other tasks. Now that you have some minions, you will need to cater for their basic needs. First, build a lair, so the pitiful little meat sacks can get some rest. Well done. But see how your gold reserves have been depleted. Command your workers to mine some of the nearby gold by tagging the gleaming tiles. They collect and return gold to your dungeon coffers, allowing you to spend it on whatever your dark heart desires. Your core can store up to 16,000 gold pieces. But if that number sounds pitifully small, or if wealth inspires the evil in you, simply build a vault to store more. Now that you've got a bit of coin in your pocket, you can build a slaughter pan. This room produces scores of micro-piglets, a delicacy that will sustain the weak flesh of your minions by filling their bellies with succulent pig flesh.
So instead of chickens, it's pig. So, you know, this is the training room, technically. This is
Your
the...
dungeon has been breached. Cast Rally upon these spectres, and your minions will immediately sally forth to wreak bloody havoc. Well done. Now finish off the rest of these manifestations with a second rally flag. Your gnarlings made short work of those spectres, but see how they still circle the flag. You can dismiss rally flags by slapping them with a right click. This should allow your minions to return to their jobs and tend their needs in a timely fashion. You can cast Recall upon a minion to immediately return them to your dungeon, though if they are attacked as it channels, then the spell will fizzle into nothing. You're on a roll, Underlord, and I've been waiting far too long to begin my war for the Overworld. Let us enter the realm of Kairos and continue your retraining against a more fitting enemy.
And that's the first level. Simple as that. Which is all the first level is just a tutorial, pretty much.
Well done, Underlord. I see it all coming back quite quickly. I expected nothing less. But there's much still to learn. Why don't we work in a bit of murder while we're at it? It's time for you to enter the realm of Kairos.
Alright, and then, you know, as I always do, I'll play the second level of these games.
Now's the time for a bigger challenge. Before you lies an Imperial keep, guarded by a certain Lord Rusimov. He had a bit of an accident that melted most of his face, but he's no less vigilant a soldier. He's been sent to guard an object that could threaten our campaign. Get in there, and burn the rest of him, Underlord.
Okay. Whew.
We've punctured the veil of this world through a schism, a point of weakness in the bonds between realms. Unfortunately for us, the Empire has crafted defenses to keep us from the heart of their kingdom. These inhibitors prevent Underlords from trespass, but whether it's bone or stone, it can be broken. I suspect that this Empire force has yet to taste true battle. But before you go engaging them, you'll need to muster up some minions.
Alright, and then that is our Q2.
Unfortunately for me, your time in the ether has left you a weak husk of your former self. In order to reacquire your powers, you will need to access the veins of evil. Open them now, and use a sin to unlock the archive. This room will allow your minions to research additional sins, which can be spent to recover your lost powers. Build one now, to begin researching additional sins.
He wants you to build one now when you don't even have a place to build it.
You claimed a gateway.
But, so what I'm doing is these flags it's for...
Have your workers prioritize
Never mind.
objectives in a specific area. Place a worker rally banner in that location.
That's exactly what it is. So these areas...
An archive, Underlord. Your forgotten powers are far more impressive than those you currently wield.
I'm getting there. So these areas are the workers' most important to work as of right now until I get rid of them. So that means like digging out, claiming the tiles, doing what they need, like fortifying the walls.
You've discovered a perception shrine. A cultist has found its way into your dungeon. Attracted by the magical tomes within your archive, these minions will spend most of their time researching sins for you. Though they are weak combatants, they have the power to curse your foes, making them weak to your other minions' blows. A hungry minion can always find work elsewhere. Build a slaughter pen before your minions starve. A Narding has entered your dungeon.
What was I gonna say? I'm going. Oh, the cultist is just like the warlock. So he will research for you. He will fight for you, but I think he's a close combat person. Unless you get him higher, he may have spells. but and then probably this one. And then these are the sins of what he was talking about. So we have the archive and then the barracks that's already unlocked.
Your vaults cannot store any more gold.
Morning, Underlord.
Your cultists have worked hard to earn a new sin. Use it within the veins of evil to unlock the tavern. The tavern is an essential room for keeping your minions fed. As they increase in level, they will eventually rebel if there is no tavern to sate their hunger. Build one now, and remember that the tavern is unique and must be built at least 3 by 5 in order to be effective.
So the tavern is... I just want to make sure I have my rooms. Yeah, I do. Okay. So the tavern is another way for the creatures to eat.
Prophecy unlocked.
Okay, so now prophecy is a way for you to... It's like Sight of Evil, where you can see pretty much the hidden land behind the fog of war. So that's always helpful. Okay, so now I'm going to make this a little bit bigger.
Meaty.
So they'll keep researching sins for me, though I don't think... Yeah, I can't unlock anything yet until, you know, you get farther within the campaign, but...
You'll still need a slaughter pen in order to keep your tavern stocked. But in a pinch, you can always drop some alternative meat into the grinder.
Alright, so...
Rooms will only attract a certain number of minions before becoming full. In order to attract more, you'll need to expand them.
So how this works is...
Nice and
Nothing in this life is free, Underlord, and you'll regularly need to pay your minions for their hard work.
good.
Be sure to keep an eye on your reserves, for if you've not enough gold for their wages, they'll be swift to find gainful employment elsewhere. Fortunately, your minions will return some of their earnings by buying meals within your own tavern. What a delicious arrangement.
Alright, so as you can see the imps filling this up. So what you do is you can drop the pig into the grinder, and then this little machine will make plates for the people, for your creatures. That way they're well fed, and then you get money.
I never get...
Something evil stirs out there. Scouts, go find what the hell's making all that racket.
Rally your minions to defeat these scouts once they breach your dungeon. Let's keep Sarushimov in the dark a little while longer. You should try using the lightning and heal spells to assist your minions in combat. The health of minions is represented by petals surrounding their unit shield. Once no petals remain, a creature will fall unconscious and soon die, unless returned to its lair to recover.
Exactly like Dungeon Keeper.
To have your minions ignore rally flags and remain focused on their current objectives, you can assign them to the Peace Band.
They should be back by now. Ugh. Bar the doors. We wait for reinforcements.
Look how easily your minions cut down these sappers. If I didn't know better, I'd say the Empire is woefully unprepared. Once minions are rested, you can leave them to their work or force them to train by dropping them in a barracks.
Huh? Fill you with poison.
That's enough training for now. When you're ready, rally your minions to the inhibitor and defeat Sarusimov.
I mean, I don't know how that's exactly... I mean, I guess I have 4 and 4, but still.
If any of your minions fall in combat, your workers will attempt to rescue them and return them to their lair, where they may rest and recover.
The enemy have breached the damn walls. Steel yourselves, lads.
He sounds so happy.
My master watches.
You've got a minion who dresses up as a centaur.
Exciting. Hey, claim the treasury. Or vault. I'm sorry.
I am a Templar. The light is gone. Kira, I am extinguished.
It seems almost charitable to put him out of his misery.
Then we just gotta destroy this and then we're done.
Well done, Underlord. You're learning much faster this time. We've barely even started, and you already have a notch on your belt. Well done, Underlord. But there's no rest for the wicked. 2 inhibitors still stand between us and the mainland. But after your butchery of poor Lord Rusimov, I doubt they'll be as weakly defended.
Alright, well, I'm going to leave this episode here. I hope you guys like this as equal to Dungeon Keeper. I know some of you were iffy about Dungeon Keeper, but yeah. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Remember to be the best you can be, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye!